As a business, could you survive if you were not able to access your premises or tools of trade? Cope if stock or items left at another business became the property of another party? Manage if one of the businesses you sold to presented you with a bill for a return of all monies paid to you over the last 6 months, without returning stock or goods received? Sounds impossible, doesn't it? Not under the new Personal Property Securities Act, or PPSA for short. The largest change to property ownership and interest laws in 50 years has been introduced with little or no information being disseminated by the government to the business community. The PPSA legislation has been introduced to help protect businesses, but requires proactive steps to be taken, or you're in a worse situation than you ever would have been under the old regime. Among the risks under the PPSA, if you lease commercial premises and your landlord becomes insolvent, it may be difficult to prove ownership of your own goods, computers, stock, tools, equipment, and so on. The receiver may seize those items, and you may have to go to the Supreme Court to prove ownership of your own things, without going broke yourself in the meantime from legal fees or inability to trade. Even then, you may not be successful if the other business or receiver registers an interest on the Personal Property Security Register. Secondly, if you leave any of your tools, equipment, machinery, vehicles and so on at another office, worksite or shop, if they go into administration and your property is on their premises, they can be seized by the receiver. Thirdly, if your business engages with other parties without the correct terms of trade, you may be subject to a clawback of any payments made to you for up to 6 months by a company going into liquidation under the preferential payment component of the PPSA change to legislation. Scary, isn't it? Fortunately, the methods to cancel out these risks are relatively straightforward. Create an interest in your own goods under the PPSA legislation. Then, in the unfortunate event of either of the first two situations, you can wave the appropriate pieces of paper in front of the receiver and remove all of your assets unimpeded. To protect against the risk of being subject to a preferential payment liability, create an appropriate terms of trade document and ensure that all businesses with whom you have a relationship sign. Also, up-to-date terms and conditions of trade can save you from loss of your unpaid for goods, equipment, and other property. If you don't currently have terms of trade, or they are more than 2 years old, you're exposed to risks and losses that could be avoided. What compounds the issues already raised is that on the 30th of January 2014, all previous security and charge registers will cease to exist. Unless you have re-registered your leases, loan agreements and other securities such as intellectual property on the PPSR, they will all be worthless. It's that simple. So, if you run any type of business or rent a commercial property, you need to seek advice now regarding how to protect yourself under the new legislation. Perhaps chat to your business advisor, accountant, or legal representative. Not convinced? Just Google $2 million racehorse lost under PPSA. You may not own one to lose, but your business is at risk if you do nothing to protect it. Our website contains other examples of how the new legislation has caught out businesses that have not protected themselves. If you're not sure how to go about the process, PPSA Solution can help. We can arrange relevant terms of trade and guide you through the process of protecting your assets by the creation of interest in and registration of your assets. To make an inquiry about how we can help, just go to our website ppsasolution.com.au or email us at inquiries@ppasolution.com.au. We're here to help.